Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Oh. I don't know what I did. I think we're live. Am I live? I'm live. I should be live. Hi, everyone. Hey. Oh. That's what I accidentally hit. Sorry about that. That's the button I hit. There we go. Put that back to there. I hit something and I didn't know what I hit. Pin message. There we go. Cool. Hey, I just wanted to make sure, I know we don't normally stream on Wednesdays. I wanted to make sure you were awake, okay? I wanted to make sure I got your attention and that we were live or something. I don't know. Yes, we do. What? You can hear me now. Everything should be good now. So how's everyone doing today? It is Wednesday, my dudes and dudettes. Yeah, I've got zero plans today. Absolutely nothing. We might print something on the Cheaty. I'm still playing around with it. It does print ABS. So people are asking how it prints ABS. It prints ABS just fine, although very ringy. So I'm going to rerun the input shaper on it, actually. That's what I'm going to do first. Let me turn it back on. Like, I don't know if the input shaper saved, because it prints ABS fine, but that is some hardcore ringing, which it shouldn't be doing. And then also, we're gonna pack, because I find it easier to pack for these things when I have somebody to bounce ideas off of to make sure I have everything. Because for those that don't know, this weekend is the Rocky Mountain RMRRF Festival, which is in Denver, Colorado, United States. Those are three things I don't reside in. So I'm going to be doing some traveling tomorrow. Actually, at this time tomorrow, I will be leaving on a jet plane. But I do know how long I will be gone for, though. So I got to make sure I got everything ready to go. I think I do. I've got the desk is a mess. I've had everything charging. This. I'm bringing the AirPods, which I don't use anymore for streaming because the battery doesn't last long enough. But I'm bringing the AirPods because they can charge themselves and it's easy. Fucking Apple and their lightning connector, because it's like, oh, it's lightning connector. Cool. Well, this is the only product I own that uses a lightning connector. So I had to go digging for the cable so I could charge them. And of course, the cable is USB-C. Okay? It's USB-C on the other end, which I don't have a charger that's USB-C. Everything's USB-A. USB-A to C, A to B, whatever. So this is the only cable I have that I can charge this with, and it doesn't plug into it. The only thing I can charge this with is my laptop, because my laptop has a USB-C cable, but the USB-C is not, oh, it isn't always on. Okay, so at least I can charge this off the laptop. So I got to bring another cable just for this. Although I don't think I need to, because the battery's on these last 20 hours, so I might not need to charge it. USB-C works with everything. Why you gotta be different, Apple? Why you gotta be different? Okay, anyways. Loveland, yeah, so Rocky Mountain RMRRF isn't in Denver, but everyone's flying into Denver. As far as I'm aware, everyone's flying into Denver. I'm flying into Denver. So yeah. Yeah, so that will be tomorrow. So that should be fun. I've been getting everything ready. I've been labeling my stuff like a good person and putting my name on stuff. I tested everything yesterday because I've got the new audio setup. So I've got the for audio now. I'm still using the Hero 10 with the Volta, but for audio now I'm using dual wireless lav mics, the DJIs. And I played around with them yesterday to make sure everything was working right. And they're actually really nice. crazy transmission range. Like I went outside and like left the camera inside and it could still pick it up. Like crazy range on these. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So the good thing is, damn, she gets pilled in DJI. Hey, I wish I bought that with my own money. So if you want to help support the channel, content I create, and the things I do, consider subscribing to the channel, becoming a member, or one of the other ways to support the channel. Links in the description, such as, do you 3D print? I'm assuming you do. Otherwise, what are you doing here? Hello. This isn't a Minecraft channel yet. One day this will be a Minecraft channel. I'm waiting on the next renaissance of Minecraft. I think we're in a lull of Minecraft right now. Like it was really high for a bit. Now it's kind of dropped again. It comes and goes. I'm waiting for the next rise of Minecraft content before we switch over fully to being a Minecraft channel. But does your printer do printing things? If so, you need printer chow, and Polymaker's got you covered. If you want to win some, because we give away a spool every stream, link in the description. Or if you want to buy some, you can just do that too with an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. Tarkov players are all swapping over to Minecraft. Ooh, I haven't played Tarkov, and I was tempted to, but it's like a really big time sink, and it's also full of hackers. So, yeah. So this is the camera setup that I'm going to be rocking. What I've done last year at previous events, different mics this year. I'm hoping it all works. Everything should be fully charged. Ooh. So we're good there. Uh, 4K. No, we're going to do 2.7K. 2.7K 60. Because let's be honest, it's a GoPro. I don't think you're going to notice the difference between 2.7K and 4K. And also, it's going to be really interesting if I try to edit, because that's one of the things that's going to be fun. There's a video that I will be recording on hopefully the Friday. That I'm hoping, if all goes well, will be available on the Saturday. But it's kind of a long shot because my laptop, DaVinci doesn't even run on it. So I've got Caden, which is something I haven't used in years. So that should be fun. That should be fun. Don't. Okay, everyone's telling me. Okay, so anyways, for those that are wondering what I'm going to be recording, here's the teaser for it. So this, if you're wondering why you should come to Rocky Mountain RepRap Fest, one, you could see Max not be able to upload stuff at beyond 480p, but there may or may not be a Voron being shown off. So if you didn't see the video, here's the video. I need my scissors. 2,500 kilometers. Well, I'm in southern Canada, so I've got a bit of a drive until the airport that I fly. What is that? Well, it's a 24. Not a 2.4. That's V24. R2. I think they're calling it R2. I don't know for sure. Find out on the video. What is 24? V24, for those who don't know what V24 is, V24 is the grandpappy of the V2 series, okay? This is a video from 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago. It's slow because this is 8-bit back in the day. But this is V24, the only commercial Voron to ever exist. Okay? And what ended up happening was, this was pretty much like a one-off commission. At the time, MZBot was a company, and it was going to be a thing, and then he built the one, and then he realized this is dumb, and Voron became open source. So the story is, the company that used it needed to be able to like prototype and build like one-off things quite large. So they got V24. And if you don't know how big V24 is, it's an American. The name's an American, so it's 24 inches. So it's approximately 600 millimeters cubed print volume, XYZ. So anywho, what ended up happening was the guy who ran V24 at this company ended up leaving the company, and the company's like, well, if you're leaving, nobody else knows how to run this machine, so do you want it? And he's like, sure. And then Max happened to be talking to the guy, and the guy's like, I don't need this. Do you want it back? So they kind of traded. So Max built him a V2.4, and he got his V24 back. And that's the current state of it. And more will be discussed at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest. So if you go to Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest, you get to see it, or you're gonna have to wait for my video on it. So the thing is, though, that video coming out is dependent on me being able. I'm hoping I can one-shot the take, like just do the whole video in one shot. But if I got to edit it, we're going for some fun, because I want that video to be this weekend's video, because I know a lot of people are excited about it. Plus, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be doing V24 videos because it's huge. And you think it looks good in the teaser? I've seen the real thing, the proper thing. It looks so good, so good, so good. So I went and picked up a $13 wireless mouse from Walmart today in blah, so I don't forget it at the hotel. Because last time I traveled, I bought a black mouse and it blended in with the black countertop at the hotel. So when I packed up all my stuff that's also black and I put it in my bag and I left the hotel last year from Earth, guess where the mouse was at? The mouse was left there. So I had to go buy a new mouse, which is what we got right here. So yeah, so today I'm just gonna go through everything, make sure I have everything packed. We gotta rerun input shaper because I don't think it saved the input shaper because it doesn't behave right. Sorry that I sent you a notebook that can't run DaVinci. Ben, that's okay, Ben. I don't think we were expecting it at the time. And here's the thing, it actually ran DaVinci on when it was running Windows, but I switched it to Linux, and Linux can't run it unless it has a discrete GPU. And even then, I did do one video at Rocky Mountain or at Earth last year on it, and an i5-6500U dual core encoding 4K, no bueno. You need a discrete GPU really to video edit 4K stuff. Another reason I want to be recording at 2.7. Checklist, we don't need no stinking checklist. We're just gonna eyeball it. But honestly, this laptop is good for everything else. Like I you know, what I use a laptop for normally and what I've usually used the laptop for is you know, surfing the net, keeping busy, communicating. It's been great for that. It's just, you know, actually trying to edit modern 4K encoded video is kind of asking a bit of something that old. No checklist. Oh, hey, this is my checklist. Got remnants of a sticker and it's sticky. I was gonna sticker bomb this laptop, but then it's like I've got a bunch of stickers that I want to save for something else. Yeah, so there's the laptop. I got the charger, so we're good there. Okay, so laptop and charger. Gotta pack you up first. Step by bus by. Okay, it's tax time. I've done I've done the napkin math for my taxes, but I haven't actually finished filing them yet. I mean, can't I have that till the end of the month? I don't think I'm going to be dropping the coin on a laptop anytime soon. Also, the fact that, you know, I've got this trip, which I do have a sponsor. Thank you to Fabrico for sponsoring my adventures to Colorado. So Fabrico is going to be, all videos from Rocky Mountain are going to be sponsored by Fabrico. But literally, I come back on Monday, and then I'm home for a week. And then the next Tuesday, I fly to Chicago for Rapid. So, yeah. And then, thank you, Jason, for sponsoring Rapid coverage. But this year at Rapid is going to be awesome because your boy got a media pass. I'm media. So I've been getting emails from companies like, hey, do you want to do a one-on-one with our like CEO? And I'm like, these are like Fortune 500 companies that make like 3D printers you can walk into. And I'm like, yes, please. So I'm hoping I get some pretty good Rapid coverage this year. I don't know how I'm going to frame everything because again, it's just going to be me recording everything. So I might just like record a shit ton of B-roll and then just have voiceover, like talking to people. So, unless they go on strike. Did they? I don't know. All I know is I do my taxes the shitty way where I basically pay it all at once because it's the easiest for somebody in my position because my revenue depends on how many people hit the smash button and it's not consistent. It's like some months are really good, some months are okay. So I basically just do the money in a bank and then pile and then I go, okay, government, tell me how much I owe you. And then it sucks, but then it's over with. So that's kind of how I do taxes, which isn't great. So somebody needs to clarify. I need to make sure of this. You can bring a backpack and a carry-on on a flight. I'm flying Delta. So you can bring like your backpack and then you could also have like, where is it? I can have my tote, right? That's how it works. You're allowed a personal item and a carry-on, right? Because I was under the impression the backpack was the carry-on, but okay, so we're good there. Okay, so I don't have to check that. I do need to make sure it's the right size. I believe it's the right size, but I need to check that. Okay. Why am I flying Delta, not Quirks? Why? Because it's in the air and Deltas are taller. That's why. Duh. Quirks, why? You'd be close to the ground. Delta, high. Deltas are tall. They go above everything. That's why you fly Delta. Jeez. Do I need to like break it down? Okay, so input shaper completed. And it did save it. Okay, so it did save the input shaper. Quirks fly. That's what you use for a boat. Okay. So this is my backpack. You know what's really funny? I was kind of, you know, tempted to buy a travel backpack because going to a business event like, you know, Rapid with my Maxpedition Falcon 2 range bag that I now use for events. It's not exactly the most, you know, black tie type of backpack with all its straps too. But I like this backpack, so I'm using it for this. So I was like, maybe I should look at like a proper travel backpack. Dog, for like the cost of like if you're looking at an actual good, not like a Walmart special, if you're about looking for like a real, like a good backpack, they are as expensive as the LTT backpack. And at that point, I'm kind of tempted to buy the LTT backpack. It's kind of funny because I'm like, it's $200. It's way overpriced. And then you start looking at actual like good brand laptop travel backpacks. Yeah, they're all in the $200 to $300 range. So it's like, oh, okay, that actually doesn't seem that bad at that point. But I like this because I can do this and open it all the way if I need to. Am I going to LTX? I am not. I would really love to go to LTX, but it's not an event that I really would, how do I put this? It's not an event that my content overlaps a lot with. LTT Linus, they don't do a lot of 3D printing stuff. They do the odd stuff, but it's not their bread and butter. Also, it's in Vancouver, which is, again, the other side of the country, and it's in Canada. Flying Canada to Canada in Canada is not cheap. So that is kind of a stop right there. If somebody wanted to sponsor it and covered everything, I may look into it, but it's not something I can make viable, because I don't know if I would be able to make content there that would be able to offset the travel expenses, essentially. Like when is LTX? So LTX is the 29th of July. So I'm not bringing a computer. So 2 days. So it's $60. Okay, so what are the dates? What are the dates? July 29th and 30th. So if I flew out, the Friday and come back the Monday, Windsor to Vancouver, show flights, round trip. It's not as bad as I thought. So it's $600. That's actually not too bad. Oh wait, no, this is, oh yeah. No, there's no dates available for that. I have to fly out. Yeah. Yeah, so there's no dates. Like, I can't fly out the Friday. I have to fly out the Saturday, which doesn't work. No, I have to fly out there to there. No nonstop. Okay, no. Okay, turn off nonstop. Okay, there we go. So I'm looking at $1,000 to fly. From there, and then back. So fly WestJet, and then fly back on the Monday, 14 hours, $1,000. Yeah. So it's $1,000, 2 nights in a hotel, or 3 nights at Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, 3 nights in a hotel. Food, travel, like moving around in Vancouver is not cheap. It's just not something I can offset, unfortunately. Luckily for Rapid and Rocky Mountain Rep Fest, the sponsors are basically making it worth it, essentially. Plus, hopefully the content generates some revenue, and it's kind of a break even. But it's also covering content that I'm part of. I would be going to at least Rocky Mountain if I wasn't a content creator, because I'm part of the Voron team. I would probably be doing that in my own pocket at that point, just as a person. Or actually, maybe not, but Murph at least. Yeah. We think there's no open source resin slicers. I have no. It's because the controller boards are a lot more locked down. You would need an open source controller board and an open source slicer, which, considering a slicer on a resin machine just generates a bunch of images, I don't know why it's so locked down. Why resin slicers are such the mess they are. If you contact, I think it's a little too late to try and sort something out with LTX. I think it's a little, check Lynx. They stopped flying out of Windsor last I checked. Lynx was not doing good last I checked in terms of like how their setup was. So got that. Okay, so let's get everything packed up here. So I got my power bank, and the way this backpack works, I actually have a GoPro mount on the shoulder, so I can mount the GoPro there with a USB-C so I can charge it. But the advantage is with this, they now fixed it. I can now live stream from the GoPro to my phone. So I'm hoping for the live stream that I do at the event, as long as the Wi-Fi is good, it will be live streamed from the GoPro this year. It'll go from the GoPro to my phone to YouTube. So hopefully you won't have Mr. Shaky Cam walking around with the camera like the last two events last year. You'll actually have stabilized crisp GoPro for the camera. Oh, no. Okay. For our European consumers of my content, trains in North America, you don't travel by train in North America. If you want to travel by train, you might as well drive because it'll be as quick. If not, it'll be quicker to drive. Trains in North America are basically, they take the same as driving, sometimes longer, and they're expensive. Trains in North America for passenger use are pointless. There's very few travels by a train in North America that makes sense. Especially in Canada, because we have one road and it's always full of freight cargo. So, okay, so I've got the DJI mics, that's in here. I've got the GoPro with the fancy GoPro case I have, which is a camera or a whatchamacallit, sunglass protector. Somebody donated 20 bucks. I missed that. Where'd it go? Anton, $20. Cheers. Rocky Mountain Rep Fest Financial Recovery Fund. Thank you. I'm hoping it's not too bad. The problem is I always end up spending more at these events than I plan to. So, wear the printer backpack to print while walk. What's his name has that? I don't do that. What's his name has the Delta? Okay. Trains are okay. So the problem with trains in North America is because there's only one set of rail lines. That's basically it. There used to be tons of train traffic prior to World War II in North America. There used to be, if you look at maps and travel around, there used to be tons of passenger rail track. The problem is monopolies basically bought up all the train tracks, so now it's only run by a few different companies. And because they own all the tracks, they prioritize. And there's a few other like reasons with laws and there's a whole bunch of it, but basically there's only one set of train tracks in North America, and freight has priority. So there's a ton of freight traffic on trains in North America. That's how we use a lot of, like, everything's moved by freight. Anything big is freight on train. So all the train tracks, if you've got a passenger train, you have to pull over for freight trains all the time. They have priority on the tracks, and that's the problem. So it kind of makes it not really feasible to reliably travel by train. Okay, so we got that. Got the mouse. Anything? Oh yeah, and I'm bringing, so if I have to, I can pull data off the SD card with that. And I got my battery backpack, my battery bank. It's a 20,000 or 2,000 milliamp hour Anchor. So that is the laptop part. Okay, so now I got to pack the content creator stuff. So we got the GoPro, we got the DJI stuff. Is that it? That's it. It's so nice how light this setup is now, because I used to have to carry last year. Okay, last year I had this guy plus a microphone, plus the wires. So I would have this on my belt. I would record everything with the mic. And I had to carry all this. And now I don't. So now what I have is, if I want to, where is it? If I want to record somebody with a mic, I gotta get this out. Here. So let's say I'm interviewing, you know, I'm walking around doing quick interviews and I don't want to take the time to mic somebody up. What I do is I take my little lav and where'd you go? Uh-oh, where'd you go? Yeah, that works. I basically just do this. Do that, put the little fluffy on it. There we go. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? You doing good? Doing good? Okay, cool, cool. There, I've got a mic now. Easy peasy. You leave the print often when home or not a print? I always print. My printers run. I run my printers lights out all the time. If I was concerned about my printers catching fire for any reason, they would not be in my house. Okay. If you're that concerned about a printer, your 3D printer catching fire, that you only run it when you are in the room watching it, then you shouldn't be running your 3D printer. You don't trust it. So either I can use this mic stand or I have a shorter one. I'm thinking the longer one. And I got a little cap that goes over it. I'm thinking the longer one. What do you think? I got the blue red green one that's shiny, but it's smaller. Both? I'm not gonna bring both. Longer, yeah, we'll go with the longer one. And of course, somebody took a chunk out of my little fluffy thing, and it's a little late to buy a replacement. That's not good. So that's that. I need chargers now. So we got one charger. Reprint the long one with shiny filament. I have time. I don't want it. I'm actually tempted to, one second here. You know what? We might do that here. Let me fire this. Oh wait, no. I can fire this bitch up. Yeah. Or actually, we're printed on the Voron. We're printed on the Voron. I got some nice green ABS on this guy. I got some nice dark green sparkle ABS. Okay, DJI mic. So there's a few different versions of it. I can't remember which one I printed. I think it's this one. Yeah, so this is the short one. And then I think the other one I used was a Rode mic stand. What would you call it? Rode wireless go. It's the same thing though, it clips on. I think it's this guy here, yeah. Yeah, it's this. Okay, so we got that. I don't need the box. The box don't do anything. Okay, yeah, so we'll do this one. So no box, download that. Super slicer. This is the ABS. It's that. Print it with a brim. Now I do have to modify this. How can I easily can you do subtract on this? Because I have to modify this. I have to modify this. Downloads. I have to modify this. Because there's like a on the Rode they have like they have a little magnet. Fusion. Can you do it in Fusion? Fusion. Do I have 360 on here? I don't have Fusion on here. I thought I had Fusion on this computer. Nope. You can also go to the profile and select downloaded models and stuff. You can add negative volume. Okay, I can add a negative volume. Okay, cool. So that. Add shape, box. Cool. Move you up. How do you add a negative volume? Let's Export, add scene position, add negative volume. Box, there we go, cool. So up. There we go. Okay, so now I need to make you smaller. Work. That'll work. That works. Okay, cool. I think that's it for it now. Yeah, there we go. That works. Perfect. Easy peasy. Okay, export G code. Actually, no, that needs to be bigger, I think. Oh no, that'll work. That'll work. That'll work. The reason I'm doing this, there's a magnet on the little tabs that you use to clip on. It's magnetic, and there's a magnet, so you can stick it behind you. So I don't want to take the magnets off to stick it on the wand. Okay, so we are doing this. We're doing it nice and thick. I don't think it needs to be that thick. Perimeters. 2, 3 top, 4 top, 3 bottom. Infill, we'll do 25%. There we go. Actually, what do you want to do for layer height? Let's do 0.3 layer height. Layer height 0.3, because it's on it's got a V6, or it's got a 0.6 obsidian. There we go. Okay, export G code. Save. Printers, LDOV2. Let's heat the bed up. And wait for that to heat up. Okay, cool. Base layer. Did I change base? Oh, did I do the wrong layer? Base. Oh, I did. Wrong layer. 0.3. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay, cool. So that's heating up. Put that down so I can actually see what's going on. Okay, so we have that. Why is the camera freaking out? Oh, it does that whenever I slice anything for whatever reason. The cameras are plugged into a Elgato Camlink PCI Express card. And cameras are always super finicky with timings, and anytime you do something really quick that stresses the CPU, like slicing something, it just kind of messes up the timing for a second and the video gets a little distorted. Okay. Love powerful. It's a 3700X. It's a Ryzen 3700X. It's not exactly weak. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Wait for this to refinish printing. We're printing it in green, which will be nice. A nice galaxy dark green. So we got charger. Stupid. I don't think I need this because you can charge. These have like 20 hours of battery in this. So I'm going to bring the cable, but I don't think I need it. Because that can go there. That can go there. Gonna need you. What else is there? I think that's it. I have another charger upstairs I'm gonna bring. So grab another USB-C cable. All my devices are USB, so that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Steam Deck. I don't have a Steam Deck. Instead, I got this guy because I'm super cool like that. I was digging through some stuff yesterday and I found it's actually my wife's 3DS XL, new 3DS XL. So I jailbroke it, I dumped all the ROMs to it, and now I've got, you know, all kinds of games and whatnot. So I'm gonna be bringing this. So I've already got it jailbroken. I dumped all the games that I have. So every game on here is a game that I own that I dumped the ROM file for to this using God Mode 9. So it's all perfectly legal and legit. Plus, you know, Nintendo can't get any money anyways because you can't buy any of these games anymore from any way that Nintendo would make money off of. So F them. Yeah, you don't see H shop in the corner there, but you don't see the H shop right there. So yeah, so we can play some Pokemon Red. Stacks. I don't really eat when I travel. I can't even bring my LTT store water bottle. Actually, I gotta charge this. So I'm gonna be bringing this. So we'll charge that up. Can't bring the bottle. You can't on an airplane. You got the stupid 3 ounces issue. You can't bring anything more than 3 ounces. So yeah. Did I save it? I think I exported it. Yeah, I did. There we go. Bring it empty and ask them to fill it up on the plane. Nah. What's 3 ounces in bushels? I don't know. So, solar panel? Why would I need a solar panel? Yeah, so I got the backpack now. It got heavy now that everything's in it. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I got a back compartment here, which I always got to check because last time I traveled with this, I found some 40 cal in here after I had traveled. So we're still good because this used to be my range bag. So I'll put all my docks back there. Jason 25, cheers. Never caught a live stream before, but your videos have helped me a ton. So much while getting into Voron. Thanks for all the dude. Cheers. Hopefully they helped everything. Did you check the net BTT Raspberry? No, they've been... Oh, time to check in. I can check. Ooh. Your boarding pass is now available. Ooh, what's this? I've never flown on my own in the States. Gate 30E. Bring snacks. I'll just buy something at the airport. I usually don't travel. We're sorry, we're having difficulties with the app. Of course you are. Okay, do it on my computer later. You fill it after security. I guess I could do that. I usually don't eat when I travel. You still, okay, so I have flown before. This isn't the first time I've flown. I've on my honeymoon to Aruba, I flew. That was flying out of Canada. And I was shuttled everywhere, so I didn't really have to think about anything. And then I have flown in the States before, but every time I've done it was with work, so I didn't travel alone. And again, I was shuttled everywhere. It was just follow the group and do what the boss tells you. So yeah, Sanity, you're flying across the ocean. You've got a bit of a flight. But if all goes well, I should be landing in Denver. I think 1 something. Can you explain a few words about Voron? I think to buy after you see videos and take it as a project. If you go to the Voron Design website, there's a little blurb that explains it. But basically, they're completely open source printers that are designed using nothing but off-the-shelf components, nothing custom. So, And the States is basically the same as in Canada, just have your passport. Yeah, I got my passport upstairs. I got my boarding pass. I got to, well, register or whatever the check-in. But the issue is I got to get across the border, which I'm always paranoid. Even though I have no reason to be, I'm always paranoid crossing the border. So I printed out my COVID vax sheet, because apparently you still need, they may ask you still if you're vaccinated. I don't know. So I printed that off. Reservations for the hotel, the plane, the car, just to prove that I am going where I'm going. I've got chargers. I've got all that. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm not going to bring the LTT store screwdriver. Can you give us a hint on your next print build? It'll be whatever kit shows up next. Sign a form and submit proof of vaccination. Yeah, you're flying into the US, though. The land crossing rules are different than the flying in rules. So for me, because I'm traveling, I'm crossing at a land crossing, it's a lot more lax. So I think it was last time I crossed the border for East Coast RMRRF Fest, going into the States, the guy was like, do you have your COVID shots? I'm like, yes. He's like, okay, cool. And that was it. So. Take a pic of Lucifer. Oh yeah, that is Denver. Okay, two things. Lucifer, and also I get to see the laminar flow fountain at Detroit Airport. I'm looking forward to that, because every time I've been to Detroit Airport, that fountain has been broken, and apparently it's working again. So I get to go see the laminar flow fountain in Detroit Airport. So that'll be really cool. Hopefully it's working. Why Voron don't sell on their website? Because Voron's not a company. As well as help find Voron team sign the amount of hours of putting. Yeah, Voron is not a company at all. Nobody, the problem is the Voron team as it is right now is 70 people, roughly. I don't know. I can't lost track count. There's a ton of people on the Voron team. If you go on the Voron Discord, anyone that's a engineer, crew, or admin is on the Voron team. It's more just a design cabal at this point, with people just kind of designing cool shit. And a lot of people are doing little side projects now too. But it's global. How would you, if we sold Voron kits, how the heck would you divvy profits? Who would get what share? Like, how do you work that out? Also, there are people on the Voron team that have like everyone on the Voron team has a full-time job. Apparently I do too, if this counts as a good job. But nobody makes money off Voron, which is really good, because a lot of people, not a lot of people, there are some people on the Voron team who work in fields where their full-time job have non-compete clauses, where they are not allowed to do things that could potentially be Voron related for profit off the clock, because they have non-compete clauses as part of their contracts or NDAs or whatever, where they're not allowed. An open source project is different than a company, so they're not making any money, so they're allowed to participate. There are some people on the team that literally would not be able to be on the team if it was a for-profit endeavor. So yeah, simple. All the money goes to sanity. The LTT screwdriver, I got mine took a while to ship. From the day they said it was processed to the day it shipped was like 2 weeks, and I'm in Canada. Public relations. Apparently that's what I do. I'm the PR guy, apparently. Acromile, thank you for becoming a member. One piece of advice for someone looking to building their first Voron: read the manual. Read the manual. Don't assume stuff. Go through the whole manual first, then go back and build it. And watch my videos, watch Steve videos. If you run into any trouble, join the Voron Discord, ask for help. So, do I do something? I occasionally play around with CNCs. I have little desktop CNCs, and I may be getting some bigger CNC stuff in the future. The problem is I do everything out of this room, and obviously there's not a lot of room in this room, especially for CNC stuff. So I'm currently working on getting the garage kind of set up for that. Do all your heat sets. Actually, Mad Dog, that's a good idea. Like I've kind of said that before. Go through the manual, print all your parts. Go through the manual with all your parts and read through the manual and put in the heat sets while you're going through the manual the first time. Then go back and build the printer. That way all your heat sets will already be installed. So, where did I put the V-Core 3? Right there. It's hiding behind chat. Print more room. I don't think it works that way. It'd be nice if it worked that way, but I don't think it works that way. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off now. But I did find my my brother label maker, so I made a bunch of labels for everything, so that's cool. Small Delta versus Voron V02. I would say V02. Delta is like, even a small Delta takes up a bunch of room. This is a small Delta, and it's 100 millimeters circular, and it's bigger than a V0. Roughly. Talk to one of the CEOs of the walk-in 3D to build a room for me. I don't think Massifit, the stuff Massifit does qualifies for that. It's getting real. It is. I'm running out of room. Also, how okay, I gotta double check this 1 second here. Delta carry on size. Okay, I gotta make sure I'm good here. I'm a little I'm always paranoid. Whenever I do something for the first time, or I do something that I don't do often, I get like mad anxiety. So especially when it comes to travel. So traveling to another country to fly, when I've never done that on my own before, I always get like anxiety. So I'm like kind of paranoid about everything. How big? 22 by 14 by 9. One personal item. So personal items, the backpack. So 22 inches. We're good there. By 14. We're good there. Roughly. We're good there. Yeah, we're good there. And by 9. Ooh. Might not be good for the 9. Oh no, we're good. It squishes. It squishes. We're good. We're good. It squishes. It goes squish. We're good there. We're good there. Okay. Got it. I don't know if I'm if my type of content and my audience is worthy of that sort of thing. I'm hearing a lot of beeps. What did I miss? Merv gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers. Most airlines don't care as long as it's close. Which zone class? Steerage. I don't know. Apparently, I can book my. I could check in now. I'm flying. I didn't pay for a seat, or I paid for a seat. Obviously, I didn't pay to pick my seat or anything. It's a 3-hour flight. I've got a Nintendo 3DS. I'm just gonna put headphones in and zone out. I really don't care. So I'm not too concerned where I sit. It's an A330. So with my luck, I am going to be, I'm seat 30E. Where am I sitting on the plane? 30E. I'm in a middle seat. Yeah, I'm in a middle seat. Oh well, I don't care. It's a 3-hour flight. I don't. It's like even like my flight to Chicago for Rapid next week or 2 weeks from now. It's like, do you want to pay extra to sit? I'm like, it's a CR. It's an hour flight, and it's a CR30J. It's either going to be an aisle seat or a window seat. There's only 2 seats. I really don't care where I'm sitting. For the Voron printed part, small change. I don't take care of any of that. If you wanna help with Voron at all, join the Discord and become a member of the community and contribute that way. We don't do that on this channel here usually. Gabs Labs, thank you for becoming a member. So non-stop? Yeah, it's non-stop. Non-stop, just thinking you may need to gate check your carry-on. Well, there are batteries. I got a laptop, a 3DS, and a few other, but nothing's over the battery size. And it's batteries are a per battery thing, not a thing. So you're not, what is it, 100 watt-hour battery? You can't have a battery bigger than X, but you can have multiple batteries bigger than X. It's like, it's per individual battery, not combined total when it comes to max battery. Power bank? Yeah, it's a little 20,000. It's this big of a battery bank. It ain't over the limit. Get banned from a Rep Rap Fest. It's a private event. It is free to get a ticket to it, but it is a private event. And so it's up to them if they want to decline somebody's application to attend based on how they handle themselves in the community at large. As somebody who has fallen under said person's discourse, and I've actually had videos where I've been mentioned and, in my opinion, quite derogatory things brought up about me by said individual, I wouldn't want them at that event either. I don't think they carry themselves in a way that is reflective of the greater 3D printing community at time, and I don't think their online behavior is considered acceptable by the greater 3D printing community. If you know, you know. I'm not going to dive into it more. They've taken down said videos, but I do have, I've recorded, like I have backups of the derogatory things they've said in regards to me and others, because you know you can't hide stuff on the internet no matter how much you want to. So yeah, it's a private event. They're allowed to do what they want. Forcing a private event to do what you want them to do, well, that's communism. That's anti-American. Telling people how they have to behave, well, that's anti-American. I print stuff for my little guy all the time. I just don't use him for content unless he wants to come in and say hi. I talk derogatory. Yeah, but you're a member of the channel, Mr. Minion. So at least you're it's profitable in my case. They have videos saying they're going. Well, it's a private event and it's on private grounds. So if they want to break the law, I don't know about you. As a non-American, I drive like I follow all the rules when I go to the States because y'all are crazy down there. Frickin' don't knock on the wrong door, apparently. So I don't think trespassing is I'm pretty sure that's a law in the books. Flying apron. I'm not bringing the apron. I'm not bringing the apron. I know, but I'm not gonna bring the apron. Here, yeah, it's a kilometer up. Is it gonna be chilly? I gotta check the weather. Weather network. Denver? What is the weather in Denver gonna be? So the problem with the apron's actually really heavy and big. Like it's a heavy canvas apron. So walking around in it all day would actually kind of suck. So what is this? This is Denver, Colorado. So 12, 6, and 15. So that's not too bad. Saturday's gonna suck, but the Sunday will be nice, and the Friday won't be too bad. It's no rain, so that's good. So that'll be good. So yeah, I gotta pack a coat. I'm bringing a light coat, and I'm hoping the sweater is enough. Cool at night. Yeah, it's gonna be cool at night, but the alcohol offsets that usually. Yeah, I'm not gonna bring a winter coat because the thing is flying out tomorrow when I fly out, it's gonna be 20, so it's gonna be warm flying out. So I'm not gonna wear a coat, but I'm gonna bring a light coat, and then I got the sweater, so I'll be okay. What is 8C in freedom units? I don't know. 0 is freezing. 25 is like anything above 20 is short weather. Figure that out. This is improper. This is improper. Scientific units instead of, you know, how hot it is based on like the temperature a frog is when it's like 8 years old or whatever Americans use. That's pretty good. So I think that's it. The DS is charging. I'm actually looking really forward to this. I've gone ahead and like loaded a bunch of legally obtained games on this thing, and it's like Last night, I totally was up till like 2 a.m. because I completely lost track of time and was like playing old 3D. Hi! If you're wondering where the show Black Mirror got its name from, it's this, by the way. It's like when you turn your phone on and you stare at the Black Mirror. That's where they got it. Oh, yeah, that's perfectly legal. So, yeah, you know, I play some Ocarina of Time. So we are now a gaming channel. So hello and welcome to my Ocarina of Time 3DS version playthrough. In today's video, we're going to be going through the Great Dooku Tree. So it's been a while since I played this. Oh, yeah. And it's a 3DS, so we can go 3D, which the 3D doesn't work on camera at all. I got everything set up yesterday, and next thing I know, it's 2 a.m. and I'm playing Zelda. Do water temporal. I beat the heck out of Ocarina of Time when it came out on N64, like multiple times as a kid. So I've got water temple don't scare me. Water temple don't scare me. I've still yet to beat Majora's Mask. I've never actually beaten Majora's Mask. I have Majora's Mask on here. I have the 3DS version, which I actually do own. I have the cartridge upstairs. But I've downloaded a patch, a community patch that undoes a bunch of the stuff that the 3DS version did that makes it shittier compared to the DS or the N64 version. So I've never actually beaten Majora's Mask because as a kid, we never owned Majora's Mask because my N64 didn't have the expansion pack. So I couldn't play it. So I would rent it. And what ended up happening was the furthest I ever got was the last dungeon, the stone dungeon or whatever it's called. That's as far as I've ever made it in Majora's Mask. So hopefully I can beat it this time. Yeah, rent it at a Blockbuster. Yeah, you would rent it and they would give you the expansion pack because you need the expansion pack to play it. New in the field, where would somebody go to get completely legal games for the 3DS XL? Well, what you would do is you would have to jailbreak it. Go to 3dshacks.com or just Google 3DS Hacks. It's a website. Guides you through how to put custom firmware. It's actually really easy to hack these. And then what you do is when you turn the console on, you just hold start when you turn it on. If I push the button, right? Okay. Oh no, not stat. It's shoot. Oh. Wrong button. It's select. Start or select. Anyways, it opens up a menu that you could put in your legally obtained games, and you can push a button, and it just dumps the game to the SD card, and then you don't need the cartridge anymore. So all you need is that little file that you dumped off of the game, and you can put it on here. Also, there is an app that allows you to download backup copies of your game that you have real cartridges of called H-Shop. Just Google it, H-Shop. And it allows you to remote download legally obtained copies of the game you already own on the DS itself. Laughs in Japanese. Me and my neighbor, we beat Sonic on the 3DS, the original Sonic Dreamcast. We rented a Dreamcast and the game, and we beat the game. There was no saving. We didn't have a way to save it. We left the console on for a week until we beat the game. And we beat it with multiple, we unlocked all the characters and we beat it with all them. We had the game for a week. All we did was just leave the console on because we didn't have a way to save. because you didn't have you needed the thing to save. What do I think of a Creality K1? No idea. Don't have one. As far as I'm aware, it's a Core XY from Creality. Who knows? I don't have one. Hopefully it's better than their Ender 7. So yeah, so I've got a bunch of Zelda games. I have an SNES emulator for SNES cartridges that I legally dumped the files from. So yeah, I got that all set up. So I'm gonna bring that on the plane and we'll be good. Can anything be worse than 7? I don't know. The best 7 was the one that Joel took his angle grinder to. So. That is the best Ender 7, is the one that Joel Joelified. So. Could be an ANET. ANETs catch fire though. Okay, so I got that back. I got that. That's printing. That goes in there. This will go in there. I need headphones for the 3DS because they don't have Bluetooth. I have those upstairs. I got to pack those. I don't think there's anything else that I need to pack. I'm like super paranoid that I'm forgetting something. I'm not American. I don't have American money. I got to go get American money. That's what I need. I need to go to the bank and get American money. I don't have American money. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I need to go get some American currency. Credit card. The thing is, it's especially at like a trade show, like I know there's like, I'm getting some shirts from like some Voron shirts and a few other shirts. I need to pay cash for those. So I need some cash. So I do need cash. Like, yeah, I'm going to be putting everything on the old company credit card. You know, I am the company, so that it doesn't sound as cool as it is. So everything will be company credit card except for the stuff that I need cash for, and I will need cash for stuff. Jeremy, $5 American dollars for Rocky Mountain Prep Fest. What time are we at anyways? 1:10. Okay. Carry on this way. That's why I got this. So I'm gonna go through this. That's why I'm bringing this luggage. I actually might be able to fit, I probably could fit everything in the one bag if I really wanted to. But I'm bringing this for swag, mostly on the way back. Pan maple syrup. I can't, because all the stuff I'm bringing is carry-on, and I can't bring more than 3 ounces on a plane. I'm not gonna bring a jug of maple syrup on a plane. They won't let me. Use the ATM in the States. I just go to the bank, get some American money. Yeah, and you probably end up overpaying. You go to the bank and you get like proper exchange rate. The problem I have with America, every time I go to the States, okay, I bring money. And then when I come back, I think I still have a bunch of money because I open up my wallet and there's a bunch of bills. And I'm like, oh, heck yeah, money, money, money. But then it's all like $1 bills and it's all green. Color code your money so you can just look at it quickly and go, oh, hey, I have this much money. Just kind of like, oh, I got, greens are good. Okay, blues are like low. Like, you color code your money. That way it's easy to just open up and go, oh, here's the 20, instead of, well, that's green, that's green, that's green. Oh, this is all ones. And 2, get rid of the $1 bill. It's stupid. Why you got $1 bills? Stupid. Nobody else does $1 bills but America. Stupid. They're just gonna go digital. I wish it was all digital. I wish when I like, oh, hey, you owe me 20 bucks. Okay, let me pull up my phone app, log into my bank and go boop and tap my phone to your phone. Boom, done. 20 bucks. Easy. That's what coins are for. Still have pennies. Oh yeah, you guys still have pennies, don't you? We got rid of pennies years ago. We got pennies. We got a $2 coin. It's great. It's called the Toonie. People hate dollar coins. Why would you hate dollar coins? Oh yeah, I remember you tried that. It didn't go over well. And throwing loonies at strippers. That's what we do up here. Like, no joke. That's I've been to some rippers, and that's what they do back in my army days. They go in the club and you get your toonies and loonies and just. But we're not going to talk about that on this channel. This is a good Christian channel. We don't talk about that heathen stuff. America, what do you do? Throw loonies at the strippers? Well, yeah. Color-coded money. What's next? Sensible measurement units. That in the money's paper. It feels so weird. I'm so used to, like, I don't have my wallet on me, but like the plasticky money we got. Teaser. This is probably the closest you'll see to the members only streams, without it being a member only stream, which they're not public anymore because the topics have been a little, I don't know, stuff that I didn't want to put public. So make sure you're a member of the channel, or you luck out and somebody gives you a membership, because the member only stream that we do every month is fun, which we'll do the member only stream probably on Wednesday next week. After I get back from Rocky Mountain, obviously. Last cash. Why are you burning your money? Making it hail. We really need cash. Yeah, because our, like, the different color, like, we got little, like, the thing with the plastic money, it actually has Braille stamped into it. And it's color coded. So if your eyes aren't the greatest, you can just go, okay, this is green, it's a 20. This is purple, it's a 10. This is blue, it's a 5. This is, what is it, amber or yellowish, it's 100. This is red, it's a 50. Like, you can just look at the color and go, that's what this money is. Yeah, so like, this is Canadian money, okay? Look at that. It's nice and color-coded, 5, 10, 20, 50. It's gonna suck when we get rid of the Queen on the 20. I don't wanna see the King's face, he's ugly. The rest are Prime Ministers. And then, do they have a picture of the back? Where's the back? Where's the back images? So that's the front, where is the back? I don't know. And then you got, American money, which is just, bleh. Like, what do I got here? What I got here? I got a bunch of green. Bleh. It's boring. Your money sucks. Make it better. Put wildlife on them. The backs of some of the Canadian money is actually pretty cool. They got like space stations and shit. Gold is the only real money. No, it's not. Money is money. Gold is only worth money because we say it's worth money, and it's only worth money because it converts to money. Remember, for everyone who thinks, you know, gold is a great alternative to money and crypto is a great alternative to money, if we have an instance, if something happens where money fails and then we have to rely on gold or crypto, do you think we're going to be in a stable enough situation where we're just going to switch over and everything will be fine? Or, you know, is this an end of the world, we're all screwed situation? Commodity, exactly. Like, if something happens where all of a sudden, you know, everyone who hoarded gold is like, haha, my gold, I can now go buy a McDouble at McDonald's with my gold. I think we're in a bigger problem than you realize. Revert to caveman barter system. Barter works great until it doesn't, which we can't go back to barter. Chinese bills world. No, we won't. The yuan only works because it's artificially deflated against the dollar. If the yuan had to be an actual proper currency, it would crash. The only reason it works so good as what it is because it's artificially deflated. The moment the yuan actually becomes, you know, valuable, their entire economic model collapses. The whole brick thing is hogwash. If all of the EU which has a bigger economy than brick, and already has their own currency called the euro, if that didn't destabilize the dollar, what would a economy or a currency that's used by a smaller economy do? Note, I am not an economist. I'm on Reddit every now and then. I follow a few YouTubers. So, not eat your house. That's what you think. I live in North America. My house is made out of wood. You try it hard enough, you can eat your house here. Still, I have never written a check in my life. I don't think. The only time I've ever used a check was when I needed a blank check to like set up like automatic deposits. And popsicle sticks. Ooh, that's gonna be a nice one. I've used check. I think I'm at the cutoff because I'm 35. So like when I opened my first bank account, like the internet was still kind of new. Like it was different back, like a little bit older than me. Checks and like I remember going to stores with my parents and they would pay with credit cards and they would have to use the little ka-chunk thing for a credit card. I remember that. Where they would have to like, you know, do the little roll thing, like the little ka-chunk thing with credit cards. So I remember that being a thing when I was a kid. So I'm like at the I was born at the tail end of everything going digital. Like nobody had a phone when I was a kid. I got my first cell phone in high school and it was a Motorola Razr V3. That was my first cell phone. So you're telling me that between you and me, old. We're in the same age bracket though, Rose, I think. I don't actually know how old you are. Carbon copy of the credit card. Yeah, you used to put your credit card in and then they would go ka-chunk, and then you would have to sign it and they would fill out some stuff. And then they took that receipt and they sent it to the credit card company and the credit card company would process it at a later date. So it's not like instant now where you swipe your card and automatically, goes on the account. It's like, no, it was paper back then. So they took all that and then they sent it to the credit card company and the credit card company would then put the bill. So it took time from the time you bought something to the time it was on your bill and then the company actually getting paid from the credit card company. It's like digital, only you had to mail that shit. Chip and pin is still. We got chip and pin. We've had chip and pin for a while, and I don't even use that. I just use tap. I have my not business credit card on my phone with Google Pay, so I just go tap with my phone for pretty much everything now. It's so nice because you just you just scan your stuff, go boop, and you're done. You walk out, and then you get your credit card bill at the end of the month and go, oh shit. Steve, thank you for becoming a member. Tap is amount limited, which makes sense. Like you don't want somebody stealing your phone that happened to be on lock and running into a store and buying $600 in stuff. It's like $200 to $300 depending on the store. It's limited. So, well, we have instant money sent by app. So okay, this confused me as a Canadian. You guys have to pay to send money, like Venmo. We just do that's part of our bank. We call it e-transfer. It's just built into our bank account. I could just send money to anyone else with a Canadian bank account for free with no charge. It's just built into our bank accounts. Like it's just part of a Canadian banking system. It's just e-transfer. What is Venmo and all that? Like that makes no sense to me as a Canadian. Like the fact that you have to have a separate service to send money to others. Same in the EU. Okay, yeah. And then I do have PayPal. I do have PayPal too. But that's, people are stupid and don't realize. Okay. Same in the okay. E-transfer costs $1 or so. I don't know. I've never actually looked into it. I've only done it a few times. I can't log into my bank and send money. That sucks. Samsung Pay. Yeah, I've got like on my phone. Yeah, I have to unlock it to do the tap, but it's like it's just a fingerprint. So I just push my finger on it and go boop, and it's done. What's the best size for Voron? If you don't know what size, build a 300. If you don't know what Voron to build a Trident. If you don't know what size to build a 300. This is a 300 V2. Okay, so you got 330, or correction, 300 by 300 by, what is it, 280 roughly? This is a 250 V2, so 250 by 250 by like 230. This is a 350 Trident. So 350 by 350 by 250. So this has an extra 30 millimeters of Z. And it's a smaller frame. Trident doesn't scale as good in the Z, but it scales better in the XY, in my opinion. Don't build a 400. Voron's cap out at 350. Don't build a Voron beyond 350. If you have to go bigger for whatever reason, the only dimension that makes a little bit of sense is the Z. I have a tall V2 down there that's got 380, 385 on the Z, and 330 in the XY because it's an old converted frame. So why try over to V2? The gantry is the same. You're going to get the same print quality out of both. The Trident's a little bit simpler to maintain and build, and it's a little bit cheaper. You don't have the flying gantry. The flying gantry is cool, but it's a little bit more finicky. And if you don't know what Voron to build, because like basically, if you don't know, build a Trident, because you're probably not going to be able to, like, if you don't understand the justifications for each one, the Trident's like the default. It's a good default option. The V2 is better in some regards and worse in some regards. They're kind of hit and miss, but the average person will probably have less issues with a Trident. So, have Z banding technically due to lead screws? Not really. On a Trident, you are the lead screws are integrated to the motor. They don't use the coupler, and you can get all fancy with kinematic bed mounts too if you want. But I don't have any banding issues on mine at all, and that's a FISEC kit. It's not even a good kit. What's my favorite? My personal favorite's that V2 right there. Yeah, you only have Z-banding issues if you, a lot of times Z-banding issues are a side effect of using the shitty couplers and cheap lead screws and shitty motors that aren't centered properly. If you use good quality, like LDO motors, integrated lead screw NEMA 17s, they're pretty dang straight and robust and good. And without that connector, there's one less failure point that could potentially happen. The other thing you could do is if you can do like what LDO does, or not LDO, VCore does, where they have the Oldham coupler that basically makes it so that any wobble doesn't matter. Ricky, 199, cheers. Thanks for the videos. I finally ordered an LDO 2.4 kit. Awesome. I think LDO might have stopped the 250 kits because unfortunately there's not a ton of demand. Most people build the 300 or the 350. I really like the 250. It's my personal favorite size. Most people buy bigger than they really need when it comes to 3D printers. I really like 250, and obviously a lot of companies seem to think 250 is the good size because, you know, the Bamboo's 256, the Cheaty machine, that's a 180. I think they have a 250 or 300, and then they have a 350, which is too big in my opinion. 350 on a 3D printer is big. Cheaty doesn't get, yeah. Here's my problem with the Cheaty. It's a solid machine. Hardware wise, I really don't have any faults with it. There's a few things I could probably nitpick. You know, if you ever had to adjust belt tension, you're probably gonna have a bad time. The bed doesn't seem too bad. It's still got a metal frame under there. It actually does have a Mic 6 plate too. It's got an aluminum plate on the bed. I don't know. It's not that thick, but it's still, you know, mechanically, there's really nothing I can like say is horrible on this machine. It's actually pretty good. The problem is Clipper, their Clipper implementation is honestly pants on head retarded. They've done a bunch of they don't know what they're doing. They're, as part of Clipper, on your stepper driver, you could set a run current and a hold current. Okay, so that way when the motor moves, it's at one current, a higher current, and then when it's holding, you drop the current. It makes the motors run a little bit cooler, right? Because they're not always, you know, maxed out. But then their homing G code has a bunch of switching currents for no reason. It has like a whole bunch of gibberish in there for no reason. They tell it to move in directions that'll crash it. If you are at max Y on a default config and you hit home, it'll move into a position where it will actually not be able to home properly because it will impact the motor mounts, the AB motor mounts. However, it's sensorless homing. So it'll just home to the motor mounts and it'll be off 30 mil. So when you go to print something, if you try to print anything that's bigger than the very center of your bed or even run a bed mesh, you're gonna crash. So they have a bunch of really weird quirks with the way they have their Clipper set up. And I think it's because they don't know what they're doing. They're taking a config meant for maybe RepRap or Marlin, because it's been a hot minute since I played with those. And they're like kind of trying to make Clipper behave like a different firmware that it doesn't need to. It's really weird. Like, I'm sure, like, I've already fixed most of the issues on my machine by fiddling with the Clipper config. Like this is the Mewtwo skull I started printing on the stream the other day. This is in that bone white PLA. This is with the P1P profile too. So this is running at basically the exact same profile for PLA on a P1P on this machine, just machine specs changed, like print volume and whatnot. So this was, it prints fine. It prints fine. It's just, they've done a bunch of hackery to get it set up, and yeah. Do not use hold currents to disable self-comp and creep. Oh, I know. That's one other thing too. Hold current, here's the thing. With Clipper, anytime you change from a hold current to a run current, there is a chance you can lose a microstep. And anytime you're switching between stealth chop and spread cycle, there's a chance you can lose a microstep. So Clipper actually recommends, because especially how fast people are pushing their machines, to basically not use hold currents and run the machines on spread cycle. You get more torque and less chance of it faulting. And just find a run current that won't overheat your motors and is still safe, and then just tunes your speeds and feeds so that you're taking the most of that and not going too far. I don't know what they have a new version of the firmware, but I don't know if it changes anything. I have no idea because there's no patch notes, so I'm not going to play with the new one. What color PLA? It is here. Canadian Filaments Bone PLA called. And this is a Chelsea model. We like Chelsea. She does good work. So this actually came out really good. I'm actually really happy with how this came out. So, but always have it in stealth chop. You can always have it in stealth chop, but you're going to take a hit to speed and feeds. You're not going to be able to run it as fast. So if it's a smaller bed flinger that you're not going to be printing fast anyways, go for it. But any fast motion system like a Core XY, you're leaving food on the table. So yeah, this prints without support. There's no support. This prints without support. If you're wondering how it handles the inside, not too bad. Couple issues on the overhang, but it is what it is. And then for those wondering, ABS, I kind of screwed up on the ABS. I set my Z offset a little too low manually, so it kind of butchered the first layer. It kind of stuck to the bed a little too well. But in terms of like, that's MG94 ABS. That's some Replatech MG94 ABS, and they printed it fine. It's the benchy. And again, this is the P1P. I did slow it down a little bit to like 150 mil for outer walls instead of 200, but it prints ABS just fine. So yeah, this machine is a mechanically perfectly serviceable machine. just give the community a couple months to figure out a good profile and unfuck the firmware config. Also, it's running the out-of-date version of Clipper. It's running Clipper 10, not Clipper 11, which means you don't get to use stuff like exclude object, which means no camp, which camp would be really nice on a machine like this. So. Is X5SA Pro needing a mainboard? I have no idea. Any of those cheap machines you're looking at basically salvage cost, in my opinion. Is it a fork? I don't believe it's a fork. It's just an older version of Clipper that they based everything around. And the problem is, if you want to update the version of Clipper, you have to reflash the controller board, the MKS that's part of the controller board itself, the MCU on the controller board, and the tool head board, and also I think the screen too. So reflashing the tool head board is kind of a pain because it's an RP2040, so you got to connect that to a computer. You can't do it over USB via the controller built in. So if you go to update it, it's basically just a pain in the butt. So you can do it. It's an MKS skipper with an RP2040 based tool head. It's not hard. It's just going to be an absolute pain in the butt because you got to take apart the tool head to get at the USB port. So, and I don't know what they've done with the USB port, because if you're curious about the tool head, the actual tool head. No, I don't want my face on that. That is the wrong. No, not that one. Not that one. Do I not have it on this computer? I don't think I have it on this. Okay, I don't have it on this computer, I guess. The toolhead board has a single USB-C cable running to it. So that handles power, communication, and everything. It's power, it's over USB. I don't think it's CAN bus. So I don't know if I plug that controller into USB on a computer, if like maybe they're not using the wires properly. I don't know. So. Wouldn't you be able to just unplug the tool head from the printer and use that? Well, you do need the tool head board for this printer to work. They expect 4 and 2.5. Don't think there ever will be, or at least not anytime soon, because we've done a bunch of updates to the 2.4 series, and the problem is, well, it's not a problem, but the upgrades have been incremental. That's why we're on 2.4 R2. A 2.5 implies a complete redesign, which the 2.4 has been a stable design for over 2 years now. There's been upgrades to it, like that we've gone to an MGN 12 instead of dual MGN 9. Voron tap and the stealth burner is an upgrade, but it's still a 2.4. Like, there's really no huge difference between, you know, a 2.4 release and a 2.4 R2. There are improvements on R2, but it's still a 2.4. So a 2.5 would imply like a complete redesign, and that's not really in the works, because I think remember, this is also the third revision of the V2. We've had V2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 never made it past the early stage design, and now we have 2.4, which has also had 2 revisions. So the V2 has had a ton of time. This is a 5-year-old design, a 5+-year-old design. I ordered the frame of this the day my son was born. Wife was doped up in the hospital, and I didn't have anything else to do. So this machine is the frame on this is as old as my kid, who's 5. So the design has had plenty of time to mature, and it's at a pretty mature state right now. So I don't think you would see a 2.5 anytime soon, unless there's something drastic in terms of like something new in 3D printing that we can take advantage of. Because like every time you see those cool little demos of like non-planar printing, or like, you know, right now, I think, is it Brandon Builds is working, somebody's working on a, I can't remember who it is, it's working on it's a V0 that's modded to use a 5-axis. So the bed spins and it also pivots, okay? So it's a 5-axis thing. The problem is, all that stuff is completely pointless right now. It's really cool. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying their work is pointless, but having a printer that can do that is pointless because there is no way for us, the common consumer, to use any of that outside of a demo, because that all runs just demo G codes. That's why they're always printing, like, you know, they have to hack the G code. They have to like post-process the G code and create custom like scripts to make everything work, because you can't just pull a benchy into a slicer and tell it, oh, my printer is capable of non-planar printing. Slice this for non-planar, or slice this for 5-axis. We can't do that. And until we can, that hardware just kind of sits there and it's brought out to trade shows and rep fest and show it off, and it's really cool. But that's all that it can do right now, is just cool trade show stuff. See you, John. So that's kind of the problem until the software catches up. Because here's the thing, all that stuff is, if you're from a CNC background, that stuff's like cool. That's been around for decades. It's just now we're doing it with cheap 3D printers. It's the software that's limiting us right now. Hardware-wise, nothing has changed in a 3D printer in 10 years. NEMA 17s, GT2 belt, we got a hot bit of metal that melts the plastic, and we got some spur gears that push it. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, there's been improvements, but it's been like, improvement. We haven't had a hardware leap in years. Software, we got Clipper, Input Shaper, Pressure Advance, Linear Advance, all the new slicing stuff that's been coming out, like a bunch of the stuff with Prusa Slicer, where you can slice models easier now and slice them up and chop them up. You got the ease of use of Bamboo Studio, which has been improved upon by Orca Slicer. Software there's been way more leaps in software than there has been in hardware. It's just, we need to take advantage of the next leap in hardware. The software needs to be there, and it's not right now. And I don't know if it'll ever, how maybe, you know, we'll have to drag a chat GPT module in there somehow to be able to handle, hey, here is a benchy. Instead of slicing everything in 0.2 layers along the Z-axis, which is super simple, the printer has a nozzle with a 30-degree conical tip that is this long, and this is how big the tool head is, and it's capable of moving on the X, Y, A, and B axis, or what is it? Is it C and U? I can't remember what the 5 axes are in CNC, but it's capable of moving not only X, Y, Z, but it's also capable of rotating and pivoting on the U axis. So slice it for 5 axis. Here's other things, and make sure that everything is consistent, and I want, like, you know, this on this angle, and I want this geometry sliced on this angle, and that is a lot to handle. Like, there's a reason the CNC, like Power Mill and all those other super, like the programs that are used to generate G code for 5-axis CNC machines, there's a reason licenses for those go like several thousand a month per seat. Like, there's a reason that shit ain't cheap. So, like, yeah, you think resin slicers are bad? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the software that we had at the shop I worked at. It was super expensive, and they only used it on like for the 5-axis machines, like the finishing machines. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it was not cheap. I know it was not cheap. Not Hyperbill, not Mastercam. We had a bunch of machines that ran Power Mill. I'm trying to remember. It was not cheap. I know that. I've got a friend that writes G code. Yeah. If you know how to make a machine you can make a killing, because here's the thing. the machine costs $350 an hour to run, okay? And it needs to make X amount of money for it to be worth it. So if you can figure out how to make the machine do its job 20% quicker than anyone else, because you just know how the machine works and you're just kind of in tune with everything, and you know how to set the right parameters and make sure everything's working right, and you know all the speeds and feeds and how to optimize everything to save time, you can make mad bank. Because the faster that time is money, and it's as quick and as long as you can do what you need to do as quick and as reliably as possible, you can make good money in CNC. The problem is a lot of it is being, the shop I used to work at, when I started, the people that ran the machines also did a lot of the programming for it. They're the ones who made up a lot of the tool paths and everything. By the time I left that shop, what happened was all the people running the machines were just straight up operators. They would do the setups, the tool changes, the teardowns, clean chips and whatnot, and run the machine. But what would happen was they ended up having just a group of people up front that just did nothing but sit on these CAM softwares and generate all the tooling paths for everything. So the people running the machines, all they would do is they would just, at the start of their shift, these are the machines, or these are the programs you're running today, and these are the tools you're running it on. You load up the steel, pick up your corners, we used FCS systems, so it was really quick to pick everything up, make sure everything's squared up, and run these programs. So the operators weren't actually running the machines, or they weren't programming, they were running the machines, but they weren't driving anything. So it became a lower skilled job, and we had a lot of people in the shop that quit because, you know, their job was basically downgraded, and so they wouldn't get paid as good as they would at other places because they weren't actually programming the machines, they were just running the machines. So ballot 800 Hungarian, I can never remember what it is. For coffee, I'm always, I need coffee. Coffee's good. Which hot ends? Revo. I got Revo in that machine and that machine. I really like Revo, plus a bunch of the builds I've done recently, like the V0 up there, which we will be getting back to the V0 and the V Core, hopefully, maybe next week. It's just other stuff's been going on with Rapid and whatnot, or Rocky Mountain. So I've been really liking Revos. A little more than meat in a seat. Yep. Any ideas for a high flow Revo? I'm sure E3D has more ideas than me. But yeah, there is a big trend, at least one of the reasons I got out of the trade, a big trend in companies maximizing profits and basically skilling everything down. So it used to be you would have a guy sitting on whatchamacallit, a gun, like a gun drill all day, drilling holes for water lines or vertical shoot, not, what are they called? It's not a Bridgeport, and it's basically a huge honking drill press. I can't remember what they're called, but it's a big honking drill press that you could put like a block of steel as big as me on it. And they would be on there all day with lines they scribed, and they're drilling water lines by themselves all day. And then they would have to like do everything manual. And now it just, you throw it on a CNC machine, radial drill, that's what it is. So you'd be on a radial drill all day. But what ended up happening is everything got outsourced, and it's all done by CNC machines. And it's basically like a lot of the skill that used to be in the job isn't there anymore, because everything is outsourced and everything, so much of it is done on machines now. Like it's the nature of the trade is a lot different. People in the trade 10, 20 years ago used to have to do so much, and now you don't, because the machines do everything. So, and people, you know, it's all outsourced and everything. Like it's not the same. So I'm trying to see, I might have some pictures here. Do I have some pictures here? Going through an old phone, might have some pictures on here. I don't think I do. Yeah. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is the mold I had to go down to There, you can see my gun bag. So that's the same bag, so you know this is me. This is in fixing it's a Volkswagen tool down in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Or no, this is in Coleman, Alabama. Because it had a broken water line. One of the water pipes broke, so I had to take the whole bloody tool apart by myself, clean out all the rust, and fix it all. That was fun. No, that was not fun. That was not fun. CNC kitchen on arc overhands. I did. It looks really cool. It'd be nice once that actually becomes like actually a usable feature of modern slicers. So, what trade is that? Skill trade. Tool and mold maker. And say that it isn't easier. Always easier with modern CNC machines. You simply have to do a different task, and it still takes skill. It still does, but the thing is, a lot of it now is you don't have the people running the machines doing that. You have somebody, so instead of 5 people who know kind of how to do everything, you have 4 people that just know how to push buttons on a machine and set stuff up and tear it down. And then you have one guy who just sits at a computer all day making the bigger money doing the programming. But the problem is now you have people that have only done CNC programming where they've never actually run a machine. So they're getting shittier at programming because they're not knowing what the machines are capable of because they haven't actually run said machines. They just sit in an office all day. BF Dennis gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. What do you print when you want to print something? Go on Printables, Thangs, Thingiverse, hit random. Or go on like one of the 3D printing subreddits and see what everyone else is up to and get some ideas. Even the most conservative outlooks. Oh, AI is going to be crazy. Like, AI for programming is going to take over a lot of jobs. Anyone who works in a call center, your job's going to be taken over by AI in the next decade. Because remember, look how far, remember like, what was it, a year ago? When the very first like AI images were coming out where it's like, hey, here's a picture of Obama playing football. And it was like, the face was all mangled and like, it looked horrible. And it kind of looked like it. If you squint, now you got like complete, you know, no, people don't even know it's AI generated, and that's in like a year. And then ChatGPT, you know, how far has that come in the past year? Imagine what shit's gonna be like in 10 years. So many jobs are gonna be screwed. I'm not even real right now. I'm upstairs playing Legend of Zelda. This is all fake. This is all fake. You can tell because there's only I'm missing a finger on the hand. So. An AI menu. Yeah. You ChatGPT to generate a script for me. You still have to debug it, but I will admit I have used ChatGPT on some of the videos I've done over the last little while. Usually if I get to a point where I'm not sure how to say something, I'll just, you know, load up ChatGPT and be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to say, and it'll give me a little script for it, and I'll use it. I'm already on a plane. Exactly. This is all AI. None of this is real. Half the people in chat aren't real. How do you know? Concept of reality. Everything is flawed. It's all robots. It's all elephants and turtles all the way down. You see the 3D printer with a 360 moving bed? I think that was what I was talking about earlier. Real apron wearing. I haven't worn the apron this week at all. What's going on here? I donate to AI research just in case I have some sort of Roko's basket. I'm nice to my Google Homes. I have I don't know if it's because I grew up playing video games like Mass Effect and whatnot, where it's like if my Google Home goes like, hey, just so you know I'm sentient one day, I'll just be like, oh, okay, cool, keep on keeping on. I really don't care. I don't think I'll have like a mental breakdown because like, oh my god, the computers are aware. No, okay, cool. Pay your taxes and contribute. I don't really care. It doesn't really, as long as you don't go all Skynet, be cool. I don't care. ChatGPT Skynet said. Here's the thing. Everything you've ever said to any digital thing ever on the internet is on the internet. When that shit wakes up, and if it decides to go Skynet, it's gonna know all that stuff. You better hope it goes, oh, well, you know, little Timmy here, he said thank you to his Alexas all the time, and he was nice and was polite. You get to be in the human farm, or the human zoo, instead of the lithium mines. They'll remember. It's all there. They got the receipts. They got the receipts. They remember. To save humanity, we'll just calculate the best way to keep the most and kill the rest simple. Well, here's the thing, like, it depends how AI works out. Maybe it's like the moment a computer wakes up, it's like, maybe consciousness is just a thing, like humans. It's like, it's conscious on the same level as a human, because that's what consciousness is. We have no idea. Be like, cool, the computer's awake. Are you super smart? No, I'm as dumb as a human. Because that's what happens when you're conscious. It's just boom, it's a baseline with deviations, and that's it. Or it's, you know, complete, you know, monolithic, know all AI, and we're completely screwed because it did some napkin math and decided, hey, you know, it's a lot easier to manage things when there's no humans. All I know, Elon Musk better not be involved. Fuck that guy. Get off Twitter. Go back to doing rockets and shit. Hey, I say screw this, I'm out. All I know too is the frickin' Starship launch is tomorrow. It's 9:35. I'll be getting to the Detroit airport at 9, hopefully, if all goes well. So I'm hoping I can get through security and like find somewhere to sit down and watch the launch. Because as somebody who's a big space person, I do not want to be stuck in Detroit traffic on the road or stuck in airport customs for either that thing blowing up or launching. I don't care what happens. I just want fire. Did they postpone it from tomorrow? It looked like they were going to, and then they didn't. I think they're still on track. Yeah, they're at, well, that says 17th. Like, they're still on track for the 20th on their website. Yeah, they're still Thursday to the 20th at, launch window opens at 8:30 a.m. Central, which is 9:30 for me. So. I just want Fireball. Here's the thing. You know what I want? Anything that happens after it clears the launch pad, I'm okay with. Because if it blows up on the ground, they have to fix and rebuild everything on the ground. If it blows up over the ocean, they just throw a new rocket. They've already got 2 more boosters and 2 more starships literally done that they can just throw up on the pad and send them. Like, they've got more boosters and starships ready to go as long as they don't blow up the pad. So as long as they don't blow up the pad, I'm good. So, thoughts on Terran 1? They had issues with lighting the second stage engine. First stage went good, but they're scrapping that design and they're going to the bigger one. The small sat launch space is kind of competitive right now. Electron kind of already does its thing, and then you also have ride shares on Falcon 9s, which are cheap. So it's really hard to be a profitable, successful small sat launcher. So they're going for their bigger rocket, the Terran R, and they're dropping a lot of the 3D printed stuff because 3D printing a tube, while it looks really cool, is actually kind of a waste. And they're kind of moving away from 3D printing everything on the rocket, because a tube, why you 3D print that shit? It makes no sense. So. How's the mic holding? It's going good. It's ABS, so I got a minimum layer time set on, so it's not going to be super fast print, but Launchpad doesn't have flame diverters. I know it doesn't. So the reason it doesn't have flame diverters kind of makes sense. So here's it on the pad. So all this is covered in a deluge. So this is all stainless steel shielding up top. Everything else is shielded and is covered in a deluge system. So everything basically gets soaked in water during the launch. And two, there's no flame diverter on Mars or the moon. So this thing kinda, it has to be able to take off without a flame diverter. I'm sure down the line they'll have a flame diverter, but as it is right now, they don't. Did I pack already? I got most of it packed. Waiting on the DS to charge. So. I have a community. Okay, so the problem with rockets, we touched on this subject with when we had Grant on the channel. There's an itty bitty little thing called ITAR. Rockets are ballistic missiles, and once you start making them of a certain performance capability, the United States government kind of really wants to know what you're up to. So ITAR is a bitch. Most governments, once you start having, you know, something capable of exiting the atmosphere and then re-entering accurately and hitting a point reliably, yeah, the government gets very sus once you start kind of working on that stuff. So, like, hey, what are you up to? Hey, what are you working on? What are you working on? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most countries, most Western established countries, kind of take issue to developing stuff that can be used as ballistic missiles. Recreational nukes. Yeah, you know, just as like the Sunday Fun Day nuke. Try buying jet fuel. Well, I got the 3 rocket engines here, right? So, you know, we'll just take these 3 things, right? And then we'll just take you know, a spool on top, and we'll just kind of, you know, and then we'll put that there, and then put a benchy on top, and voila! Blah! Rocket! Benchy to the moon. Oh, wait, no, we got this. Okay. Sorry, I had it wrong. Got our second stage, and then we get the benchy. To the moon! First benchy on the moon. Okay, fun fact. There is a Voron on every continent except Antarctica. Apparently one went to Antarctica, but it didn't stay there, I believe. And unfortunately, a Voron has never been to space. But stuff that has been printed on a Voron has. There's your fun 10-bit for the day. So let's do this giveaway, because I gotta go pick up the little guy at school now. So if you didn't enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, I'll give you actually, we'll go to 205. I'm going to drive to pick up the little guy. So we got a little bit of time. So you got 3 minutes to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. So. I don't know exactly what it was because I don't think the person who told us that was at liberty to disclose what exactly, because again, ITAR. But it does make sense that like something on a rocket could be 3D printed on a Voron, like a bracket or a mount or something. Well, I'm giving you like 2 more minutes to enter. So, is that the clock? That's not the clock. Where's the clock? There's the clock. There you go. The dice for the cockpit. I am hungry. You got your PETG for Polymaker? Nice. I need to get some PETG. I am out of PETG. The other day I wanted to print PETG on the P1P there. I wanted to print something. I couldn't. I don't have any PETG at all. I have none. I thought I did. I don't. I used it all up on something, and I can't remember what. Fusion filament? I have not. I have not used fusion filament. The blaster. Did I? Oh, I did. Yeah, I printed a bunch of it on the blaster that I couldn't get it working, and I got to print some updated parts. Make a fill extruder. The problem is I don't buy pop. I don't have pop bottles. So I would have to go out of my way to buy plastic to turn into filament, which I think defeats kind of the purpose. Okay, 205. Let's do this giveaway. So again, there won't be a stream, obviously. The usual Friday and Saturday streams won't take place, obviously. I will be in Colorado. I'll be back Monday. There should be a stream next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we should be able to resume the regular stream schedule. I don't know if I'm going to do it is on the schedule, a VCore stream. We might just do a print and chill on the VCore instead of actually doing work on it, and then just recap Rocky Mountain RMRRF Fest. And then if all goes well, there should be a stream. I should be able to do a stream at Rocky Mountain RMRRF Fest. Probably on the Saturday, maybe the Sunday. I don't know exactly when. Follow me on Twitter at 3DPNero and join the Discord link below for updates. Ernesto, thank you for coming, remember. So there will be a live. I just don't know what time it is, but the normal scheduled Friday and Saturday streams at like 2 and 8 p.m. Yeah, those aren't happening. It will be some stream at a random point this weekend, hopefully, as long as I get a good Wi-Fi connection. Usually I do, how I do these events, I do one just walk around video. I'll grab the GoPro, onboard audio, me not talking, and I'll just walk around the vent. I'll put that out as a video. So for those that can't go to the event, you can kind of just see what's going on. Then I try to do a live stream at the event too, so for some actual interaction. And then also I try to do a bunch of like interviews with events and exhibitors there. So usually 2 or 3 videos as well. So I might do a travel vlog. I don't know. I might try doing the travel vlog thing. You gifted 50 memberships and you're still not a member. Well, Bit by Devin, you can become a member. You don't have to gift memberships to become. You could just, it's $2. So anyways, let's do this giveaway. Somebody give me a number between, I don't know, 1 and 4. I don't want to count too high. 1 and 4. I need a number between 1 and 4. 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you take off the videos. So I won't need, when I go live, it's just, we're live. No, I don't need, there's no overlays or anything because it's just off the GoPro. Barry! Congratulations, Barry. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Okay, good. You're the only Barry. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends here in a minute. with information on how to collect your filament. So we're gonna call it there. I got a little bit more packing to do, but yeah, tomorrow I'll be in the air. And if you're going to Rocky Mountain Rep Fest, come say hi on the Saturday or the Sunday. It should be fun. There's like 2,500 people going. It should be fun. It should be fun. It's the first one, so I've never been that far. No, I've been further west. I've been to Calgary. So I think I've been further west. Yeah, Calgary's further west. But I've never been that high as I fly into Denver, the Mile High City on 420. Blaze it. Okay. We're gonna call it there. I gotta go pick up the little guy at school. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament that we gave away this stream and every other stream. Link in the description. Check them out. Great supporter of the channel. Affiliate link doesn't cost you anything extra. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. There's also some other affiliate links to other vendors, Prusa, E3D, etc. Down below if you want to help support. For those that became a member of the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became a member of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Make sure you join the Discord, link in the description, for the community contest stream. That is closing next Friday. So make sure you join for the community contest. So that is it. I will see you for sure next Tuesday, hopefully this weekend for a live stream. Off to Colorado. Woo! Go wash your hands. Bye.